So something that you may not catch, because sometimes, when you're reading, you kind of just turn your brain off and just really just look at the words rather than reading and, remembering the knowledge or breaking down what you see. Something that you may have not have catch was that the religious leaders, the people who were, accusing Christ of all of this bad stuff, they were projecting the same issues that they were doing, the same sins that they were committing onto Christ and accusing him of the same things that they were doing. And then they try to prosecute him for things that they were doing, being hypocrites. Calling him demon possessed, for calling them out on their sins, shining the light on their sins, and even accusing him of the sins that they've committed. And then they try to kill him for it. Kill him for the same stuff that they were trying to do. Well, they were doing. So, yeah. Anyways, with that being said, hope you enjoyed the video. Just love you and have a blessed day. So, Mandy versus, what was it, Courtney? I ain't gonna lie, I kind of forgot her name. Mandy versus, Blonde Blazer versus Invisigal, bro. I can't understand why people like Invisigal. I really don't. To me, she's immature, very selfish, annoying. Well, I'm not gonna, everybody's annoying, so I guess that part doesn't count, but very selfish, immature, and those actions can lead to death of other people. In fact, I somewhat blame her for Chase's death because of the fact that if she never went and just listened to, Robert in the first place, it wouldn't have happened. So I'm looking at my cat. What are you yawning for? I don't want a whole lot of nothing. Anyways, as I was saying. Not only that, to be honest, she's not really my type. I can understand if you like Invisigal, looks wise, but she's too weird. I don't know how to describe it. There's something about her that just it doesn't really resonate with me, Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I don't like her character, where she's not cool. She is, If Blonde Blazer wasn't there, and we had to go with Invisigal, I wouldn't really mind it that much, But I just don't think that she's better than Blonde Blazer, because look. I know that people look at that scene where Invisigal looks sad because you're sitting there dancing with Blonde Blazer. But, and when you're dancing with Invisigal, Blonde Blazer seems to not care, but y'all gotta really realize something, bro. Something that people don't understand. Certain people try to dance the pain away or just act like they're not hurt, I've done it. I've done it so many times in my life, bro, where I would get my feelings hurt, or, even when my ex left me, bro, I was sitting there trying to act like I wasn't hurt, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro, I was dying inside, bro. I did not want to do anything, bro. I kept forcing myself to, get up. Well, God gave me the strength to get up and do what was needed, but in reality, I did not want to do anything, bro. I just wanted to sit home and just die in my bed, bro. So I feel like Blonde Blazer was kind of going through the same thing, where she was just acting like, she wasn't hurt. Because notice how you don't even get to see Blonde Blazer's face, bro. She has her back turned away, not even turning around to look at y'all, bro. And y'all sit there like, ooh, Blonde Blazer just doesn't care. No, bro. She could really sit there and be hurt. We just wouldn't know because she's trying to hide it. I've done it before. But besides that, you really gotta look at what Blonde Blazer's really done for you, bro. A lot of people keep saying that you're the rebound man, but dude, she literally has seen you at your lowest and built you up, bro. While you are While you don't have a mech, you have no job. She gives you both of those things, you know, something to keep you stable. Gives you a job, and then that same job leads you to getting your mech back. Alright? Not only that, she dumps the strongest guy on the planet for you, and yet they're calling you the rebound guy, which, which, by the way, there's a theory going around that Toxic was actually talking to Invisigal because nobody knows how the bomb even got planted on the mech suit. So, if that is true, then you're technically Invisigal's rebound man too. Like, come on. I mean, like, that's really, I really can't understand the psychology behind it. You know, Hassan, like I need somebody to explain to me why they prefer, like, Invisigal over Blonde Blazer, like, mature wise, because, like, I'm not talking about, you know, looks wise or anything like that. I'm talking about, like, because we all obviously have our type, bro. We all obviously have our type, you know. Some people like tomboys, some people like tall girls, some people like short girls, you know. Some people like the Asian, some people like them white. You know, me personally, I need me a tall shawty, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I like them tall, I ain't gonna lie. No, I think that's because I'm short. Nah, short guys like short girls too, so it doesn't matter. I mean, I don't need, but I would prefer some if they were tall. I don't have anything against tomboys. I actually love tomboys. You know, alright, there we go. Now, as I was saying, I prefer, I mean, yeah, as I was saying, like, besides, you know, preference, I need somebody to explain to me why they like Invisigal, bro. I can't really see anything good about her. She literally punches you for calling her out on her BS, bro. Like, I don't get it. I don't get the attraction, you know? I can't understand it. She's immature. She obviously isn't really all that good with her emotions, you know? Like, I can't understand it, bro. I just don't get it, you know? But Blonde Blazer, like, I already said what I said about Blonde Blazer, you know, besides, you know, looks wise, which I also prefer over her, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I like the long hair, you know, like the tall curly and shit, yeah. This probably sounds lustful, but I'm not really even thinking like that lustful, bro. Cause notice how I was sitting there talking about what she did for you first, bro. How even at your lowest, she sat there and really tried to build you up, bro. You're not the rebound guy. I do not care what anybody says, bro. And I'm not saying that Blonde Blazer doesn't have her issues either. Like, she obviously does have her issues, bro. Like, people saying they're calling her easy. No, she's easy for you specifically, gang. I don't think you understand that. But yeah, Blonde Blazer has her own issues too, bro. Like, in the comic, bro, she dumped Phenomenon Man because he didn't really understand. Well, from my perspective, he didn't really understand the human customs. Like, she was asking Phenomenon Man, you know, what do you like see? We're like, where do you see us, you know, in a couple years? He's like, still fighting, you know, to stay as one. And so, like, he was like, I don't remember what happened, but I think I remember her asking, you know, or her saying that she sees him as a, saying that either she said that she wanted to eventually relax and settle down, or saying that she sees them settling down. And after that, Blonde Blazer, Phenomenon was like, you should stay as Blonde Blazer, and then she dumped him. Like, now, a lot of y'all probably don't see the issue with that, but I see it as, rather than sitting there and taking the time out of your day to try to explain, you know, your point, or why you're not, you know, really agreeing with that, or, you know, trying to convince him, you know, or at least asking him can y'all like eventually stop all that fighting and just settle down? Rather than sitting there genuinely asking it, you presented it as what you wanted to do. Like you never like, or where y'all see, or where you see him, bro. And you know that he's an alien. You know he doesn't understand these human customs. Yet you still like, and yet instead of trying to explain it to him, you just dumped him. Like that's, I don't know if y'all see that issue, but I feel like she should have at least tried to like explain it to him and see his answer before she dumped him. But she didn't do that, which is, you know, kind of shows how if you don't really line all the way up with her, or I guess something like that. I guess I may be looking too deep into it, but from my perspective, if you don't line all the way up with her, then she may just like dump you on the spot without even telling you exactly why. Which is my issue with it. Like she either like that's really my main issue with Blonde Blazer, you know. But that compared, like that right there is kind of messed up. But at the same time, like she's also built you up and did all this other stuff for you. So I kind of like, you know, I'm not gonna sit there and like hate her for one thing that she did with another man compared to like all the issues that Invisigal has with us, you know. And if Malevolent, however you say her name, I can't really remember it right now. I can't really remember it, but the red, y'all know who I'm talking about though. If she was not Sonar's, I'm pretty sure that 90% of the fan base would go with her, bro. Like on a real note, bro. She's sitting there flirting with me these past 2 episodes, just sitting there talking crazy, sitting there trying to touch up on his weenie. Like, what are you doing, shawty? See, the black is coming out of me. Let me speak English. You know what Naruto said? You know, like from Killer B. Actually, I think he got that from his mom. Regardless, you understand. If that was not Sonar's lady, I'd be all over that. I'd be all over that, you know. It's what I would say if Blonde Blazer wasn't there. See, I'm just loyal. Like, see, I'm just too much of a loyal man, you know. She did all this for me, and you expect me to not go with her? Like, no, I'm not doing that, bro. Talking about the rebound man. I don't even think they even slept together, bro. I don't care, bro. What do you do? Give her a kiss on the cheek, bro? They're not together, gang. That's mine, bro. I'm all over that. And people want to say it was nobody mind control. Like, no, bro. She really sat there and did all that for you to build you up, gave you all these opportunities, and did all this for me. I'm going to go with her, bro. Like, I'm indebted to her, bro. I got, like, that's my shawty right there, bro. That's my wifey right there, man. But otherwise, I need somebody to explain to me why you disagree, you know, on a real note. Like, if you disagree, I need you to I need somebody to explain to me why. What is attractive about Invisigal, bro? She's not really that mentally stable, you know. She's childish, and not childish in a good way where as though, you know, they just sit there and joke around, or, you know, chilling, you know, or just being like, just poking fun at you, or being like a little bit annoying. No, she's childish in that way too, which I don't mind, but she's childish in the way that she lets her emotions go off the rail and she acts before she thinks, which has led to the death of Chase, led to you getting a bloody nose when you called her out on her BS after she tried you first. And I'm pretty sure that there are a couple more things that I just kind of forgot, but regardless, you get what you get what I'm getting at, right? With that being said, just please explain to me what is so entrancing about Invisigal. Hope you enjoyed the video. Jesus loves you and have a blessed day.